Alright, I'm getting ready to replace the actuator, and it's really hard to do with the seat in. I've already done the other door. So what you have to do is fold the seat down using this, and then, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but underneath there's that latch. You pull that and pull up and take the seat out. And that's step number one. Here's the part we're going to put in. It's the actuator assembly. What we're going to do is take this panel off. We're going to start by taking this off. It's held on by a clip, and then popping all of the small plastic pieces out of their holes to release this door panel. So first we'll remove this, we'll pop this out and unhook it, and then just undo all the snaps that are around. It's pretty easy. Once you undo the snaps, there's a lip right here that's being held on, and we'll just lift everything up off of that lip. This probably isn't the right tool, but what I use to get behind there and pop this out is a little paint can opener. Works perfectly. I think they sell a tool on eBay that's designed for this, but this works just as good. And then I use the paint can opener in addition to a burger flipper for a grill to unsnap all around the corners. Very simple. A lot of people use a rag with it to ensure that they don't hurt the plastic, but I was pretty successful without making any scar marks on the other side, so I won't be using a rag. So this comes off relatively easy. We bought this fan used, so typically there's a metal clip that you put this on and hold it with, but this didn't have it, so apparently this door's been taken apart before. Not a big deal. This fits on there really snug, so to move it off, I moved it off with my hands, but you have to pull pretty hard and wiggle it around a little bit. Don't break it. This plastic's easy to break. I won't be replacing the metal clip, but just because it fits so tightly. But if it ever gets loose, I know that I just have to go buy one of those metal clips to put on here. So what I've done now is I took my burger flipper and inserted it behind the plastic door frame against the metal, and these just started popping off very easily. So I didn't even have to use my paint can opener to get any leverage. This is already off. One thing you do have to do is pop these. They're very simple to pop as well, and this is going to allow me to lift this up over the lip and take the plastic door panel off. Now that the door panel's off, this is just held on by a sticky rope here. You pull it around, and what I'm going to do is tape it up, and right here's the part we want to replace. So this part's held on by 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. We'll remove this clip here and cut this tape and unhook this electrical connection. Very simple to do. We'll go ahead and do that, put the new one in. When you remove these Phillips head screws, do apply pressure on the Phillips screwdriver towards the door. On the other side I didn't do that and almost stripped one of these, which I imagine would be a large pain in the butt. So what you have to do here is I got an X-Acto knife and cut that tape and pull it off of this electrical connection, and then that'll come right off. The next thing is that this clip that's connected to this metal pin here needs to be popped off, and I'll have to use my right hand, but you can just use your hand to do that. And then these 3 screws, and we're going to replace this thing. So here's what it looks like with that piece out. One thing I forgot to mention is you need a pair of needle nose pliers. There's a spring here that you have to take off. Just use needle nose to do it, and this allows the clearance for that piece to come out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the new one back in. It fits in nicely, and it's sort of these guides here. Make sure you put it in the right way. Alright, here's the new piece in. As you can see, I got the spring back on. What I did was I screwed the screws in first, then used my needle nose to put the springs on. It may be easier to put the spring on as you're inserting the part into the door and then securing it with the screws. I'm not sure. If you have a hard time getting the spring on, you may want to try to put it on first, and then finally just snap this wire back in. So now I'm going to close everything up and put the panel back on. Alright, so I got the panel back on. Just wanted to mention, when you put it back on, there's a lip here. Put it on the lip first, and make sure this side and this side window trim is out of the way. Then once it's over that lip, you'll be able to get the metal door handle piece through this hole. Then everything lines up perfectly. The last thing to note is when you reconnect this, you put this in first, and then it sort of folds down back and clicks in. So the last step I'll do is get a paper towel and wipe out all the old lithium grease that's in this track here, and just place a new film of lithium grease, and then this door should be working great again. No popping or clicking. So what I did was took a paper towel and cleaned out that track down there, and just because of the way it's sunshine, you really can't see it that well, but shoot, there were crayons and animal crackers and beads and all kinds of stuff. It's hard to tell what these Honda techs find in there. But I cleaned it all out, and then what I'm going to do is put a small film of this down there, and finally put my seat back in, and everything should be good to go.